Hi everyone, it gives me immense joy to tell you something really huge that has happened in Indian chess. Four Indian players have qualified to the quarterfinals of the FIDE Women's World Cup 2025 happening currently in Batumi, Georgia. Who are the four players? Humpy, Harika, Vaishali and Divya, the top four players of Indian women's chess, are all through to the quarterfinals. So out of 8 players, we have 4 Indians. Isn't that simply amazing? What happened was in round number 4, we had Humpy, Harika, Divya, Vaishali, all 4 of them going into the tie breaks. Humpy got the better of Alexandra Koschenyuk. Harika got the better of Katrina Lagno. These 2 legendary players, Humpy and Harika, managed to beat. And then Divya, I think, had the strongest opponent, Zhu Jinner, who's super strong, but she managed to beat the Chinese player, and she's now reached the quarterfinals. I think for Divya, it was a huge result. Also, Vaishali was facing the in-form Kamala Dinova, who had actually eliminated Goryachkina, and Vaishali had a huge match, a very long match, but eventually she managed to win with a score of 4.5, 3.5, and so she's also through to the quarterfinals. In the quarters now, India is up against very interesting pairings, I can tell you. We have a pairing between a Chinese player and a Georgian player. This is Le Tingye taking on Nana Zagnidze. And then we have Humpy taking on Song Yukshin. And this is going to be an interesting clash. Song has beaten Anna Muzichuk in this tournament. She's playing like incredible chess. And then we have the all-Indian clash between Harika and Divya Deshmukh. Now, one of them will definitely go to the semi-finals, which is great news. And it'll be interesting to see whether the experience of Harika will win or the youthfulness of Divya. And then finally, we have Vaishali, who's taking on Tan Zhongyi. And that will be a huge clash. Tan Zhongyi, one of the finest in the world. She also won the candidates tournament in 2024. So Vaishali has a tough task ahead of her. But if she manages to win, that will be huge. Now remember, this tournament has 3 spots in the candidates, which means that the Indians are just inches away from getting at least 1 spot and maybe even more. What they have to do is qualify to the semi-finals, and then if you win the semis, you get a spot. But even if you lose in the semi-finals, then you have the battle for the 3rd spot that will happen. So very close here. I will be uploading individual games of them very soon, and you will be able to see all these moments. But for now, I was very excited to put forth this news to you. It reminds me of the 2023 FIDE World Cup, where we had 4 Indians in the quarterfinals. I remember we had Gukesh, Pragnananda, Arjun and Vidit, and then Prag actually had made it to the candidates from there. He was the first Indian to do it. Then Vidit won the Grand Swiss, and then Gukesh won the FIDE circuit, and then eventually one of the Indians went on to become the world champion, that is Gukesh. And who knows, this is the moment where Indian women's chess also rises up. We have never had a classical women's world champion, and maybe this is the beginning of that route to reach there. Well, let's hope for it. For now, this is Sagar Shah signing off. Bye-bye.